and welcome to Business with Brittany, episode 3. In today's episode, I am answering the number one question that I get through social media. What type of camera gear do I need to start my photography business? If you find yourself asking that question, you are in the right place. There's no right answer to that question, and it really depends on what type of photography you are interested in, your preferred brand, and what your startup budget is. The first thing you need to know is what type of photography are you going to be doing? Are you just going to be taking pictures of your kids? Are you actually going to be doing portraits and want to get into weddings in the future? Do you want to take pictures of houses? Do you want to take pictures of landscapes? You're going to need to know the answers to all these questions before you buy your first camera. Now, the gear that I'm going to talk about in this video is Nikon gear just because that's what I shoot and what I know. You can easily do a Google search after you watch this video to figure out the equivalent to Nikon cameras in Canon or whatever your preferred brand is. So it's super easy to do research. They have tons of information out there. Just make sure you know what you're getting into before you buy and invest in camera gear because it is super expensive and I hate to see that go to waste going to the wrong type of camera. Gear is not everything, but it is important. Photography is an expensive hobby and passion, and it takes a lot of time and dedication to learn. The camera gear that I'm going to be talking about today is really good for if you are a mom, just wanting to take better pictures of your kids, or a social media influencer, a blogger. Maybe you're a person that owns a small business and you want to take good pictures for your website and to post on Facebook. Or maybe you're an aspiring photographer, just like me, and you want to get the best gear possible to take portraits. If you are looking just to have a camera to take better images as a hobby, and you have never owned a DSLR camera, I suggest the Nikon 3400 series. A 2-lens kit will cost around $500, and this camera is the perfect gateway camera into photography. If you have a little bit higher budget, I recommend the D7500 series for around $1,000 with a lens. This camera offers a little bit higher quality, but is still affordable. Both of these bodies will be super easy to learn photography on when given the right resources. Now, the 2 lenses that I'm going to suggest getting at first, whether it's for portraits or kids or whoever, is a prime lens, the 35mm 1.8 and the 50mm 1.8. So the reason I suggest these 2 lenses is because they create beautiful in-focus portraits. You can use both of these lenses in so many situations. Both of the lenses are DX lenses, so they will work with both the 3400 and the D7500. They also have a very wide range, meaning they can be used for a number of things. They also create those creamy backgrounds that you see in photos for professional photographers, and they're super inexpensive. I think the 35mm and the 50mm run below $200 a piece. They are also prime lenses, so if your preferred photography is landscape or realty, you may want to look into a zoom lens. If you start off investing into a full-frame camera like the D750, you'll need these lenses in FX. After you get your camera body and your lens, you're going to need SD cards, and usually with the camera comes the battery and the battery charger, but you're going to need those things as well, and maybe even a good camera strap or harness like I showed you in my last video, just to make sure that your camera is secure. Now, after you get your camera gear, the next thing you're going to want to look into is a computer if you don't already have one. Try to get a computer with a great display. Laptops are awesome, but personally, I prefer desktop for editing because of the clarity. When searching for the right device, make sure you are looking at its graphic ability, and it's so important when it comes to photography to have a great screen. Once you get your computer, you'll want to get editing software. What types of editing software do you use is the second most popular question I get. I use Lightroom, and for only $10 a month, you can get the photography Lightroom plan and start editing the images you take on your computer. Starting a photography business or hobby can be very overwhelming. Again, do your research based on what type of photography you are wanting to capture. I hope this video has helped you see what you need to put together a camera system for a good budget to begin your journey. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comment section below or by email. Thanks for joining in today's video. Please tune in next Thursday where you'll learn how to start a photography business after you have all your gear. Thank you. Bye guys.